Hey everybody, welcome to ARE Live. I'm Patrick Finnegan, producer of ARE Live here at Black Spectacles, and I'm joined with architect Emily Taveras-Robs, who's going to host a discussion on how and why to become a licensed architect in 2025. If you're joining us for the first time, Black Spectacles is a leader in ARE prep. We work with learning scientists and architects to ensure you're studying the right content and that you retain it so you can pass on the first try. We've built everything you need to pass the exams, including new video lectures with motion graphics and 3D animation, practice exams that are as close to the real thing as you can get, flashcards, quizzes, and virtual workshops. And they're all built upon a curriculum that ensures you're learning the right content, and they all work together with our custom-built platform to ensure that you retain the information so you remember it for the exams. It's why our pass rates are 50% higher than the national average, and why our members report passing in half the time of the national average. Over on our Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook social channels, we post mock exam questions daily. So if you don't already follow us, I suggest that you do. We're at Black Dot Spectacles on Instagram and TikTok, and just Black Spectacles on Facebook. Our next session is going to be on February 19th, and this is actually going to be part of a 3-part series. And our next session is going to be covering how to pass the ARE 5.0 in 2025. You can go to blackspectacles.com/podcast to sign up. I want to tell you guys about a couple of our referral programs. We offer a referral program for firms and schools, where if you introduce us to your boss or HR, and if they sign up, we'll give you a $250 gift card of your choice. To participate, follow the instructions on blackspectacles.com/group-referral. And we also offer a refer a friend program as well. All you have to do is sign up to receive a customized discount code to save your friend 15% off any membership, and you'll receive a $50 gift card of your choice when they redeem. You can do this as many times as you like. So if you have 5 friends that sign up, you get 5 gift cards as well too. Go to blackspectacles.com/referral to participate. And today we're also, like I mentioned at the beginning, we're going to be engaging exclusively on our online ARE community. So head over to community.blackspectacles.com, and right at the top, you'll see we've pinned a thread called ARE Live, How to Become a Licensed Architect in 2025. If you have questions as we're going through ARE Live today, post your question there, and we'll answer your questions at the end of the session. And everyone who posts in that thread today will be eligible to win a free Black Spectacles t-shirt. Literally all you have to do to enter is to go over to community.blackspectacles.com and say hi. And of course, don't forget to stay tuned until the end of the episode to see if you've won. Our community isn't just for ARE Live questions though. You can post any questions you have while you're studying, or you can also check out one of our podcasts that we have called Licensure Stories. This is where our founder, Mark Tier, interviews recently licensed architects to learn about their struggles and successes so you can learn how they did it. You can check out Licensure Stories on our ARE community or our YouTube channel. And with that, let's get into today's ARE Live session. So I'd like to introduce today's guest, Emily Taveras-Robs. In addition to working here at Black Spectacles, Emily is an architect based in Virginia. Welcome, Emily.
Hi, thank you, Patrick. All right, so thank you everyone for having me. I'm really happy to be here. As Patrick mentioned, I work at Black Spectacles. I am the learning team manager, so I am working with our learning team day in and day out, creating all of this content for all of you who are trying to become licensed architects. And I'm very excited about this topic today. So a summary of what we're going to cover: what licensure means for your career, why you should become a licensed architect, and then how to become a licensed architect. All right, so why become a licensed architect? Before we get into how to become a licensed architect, let's consider this question. Why should you become a licensed architect? It's not necessary to be licensed to work in an architecture office and design architecture. In fact, there are many designers who do just that. They get their education, then they get a job at an architecture firm, but they do not get licensed. And you can actually work your entire career at an architecture firm as an unlicensed architect. So why opt for this route? First, it's easier. You don't have to keep track of your experience, and you don't have to take the exams. And then secondly, it's less expensive. The total cost of taking the ARE is $1,410. So by not taking them, you're saving yourself some cash. And now we'll look at why you should become a licensed architect. Thank you. So the first one, legal recognition. You cannot call yourself an architect without an architect's license. So different states have different rules about what you can call yourself. So for example, some states allow unlicensed designers to call themselves architectural designers or architecture design professional, but the word architect is legally reserved for those who have earned their license. And rightfully so. It was a hard process. You've gone through a lot of schooling, experience, exams, so it makes sense to earn a new title once you earn your license. Second, we've got career advancement. So as an unlicensed architect, yes, you can work at a firm for your entire career, but you may reach a point where you're looking for a promotion. You're looking to move up, maybe into a leadership role, managerial role, and many of these roles in architecture firms require licensure. So by not earning your architecture license, you may be limiting your career growth. Third is earn more money. Licensed architects are paid more than unlicensed architects. According to the 2023 AIA Compensation and Benefits Report, the median salary for a licensed senior architect in the United States is $128,000, 130, and for an unlicensed senior architectural staff member, the median salary is $108,730. So that's almost a $20,000 difference per year. So over the course of a 40-year career, that's about an $800,000 difference, which is not insignificant. So if nothing else, earn your license for your future finances. Next, we've got gain the confidence of clients, contractors, and consultants. Architecture is a practice, and we get better at it the longer we do it. In order to earn your license, in fact, you need to know specific things and you need to pass the exams that test you on those things. So having your architecture license lets others in your field know that you are knowledgeable, capable, and trustworthy. And then lastly, you have the power and responsibility of the stamp. So as you may know, only licensed architects have a stamp and can stamp architectural drawings. And this will look different at different firms across the country, but having your license allows you this authority and the responsibility, the freedom, the power to use it in the states that you are licensed. So the first step is you need to earn an education. So you need to earn a degree that is accredited by the National Architecture Accrediting Board, or NAAB. There are currently 176 accredited programs at 140 different schools across the country. This map here from NAAB shows you the states that have accredited programs. They also have a really helpful website if you are in high school currently and you're considering a career in architecture and you're looking at schools. They are a great website to look at to just gain some more information about the different programs that are accredited, because they all are a little bit different. And then concurrently with this step is create your NCARB record. So the first thing you will do with your NCARB record is verify your education. So once you've completed your degree, you will verify that you have earned that, and that is what will set you up for the following steps. So step number 2 is complete the Architectural Experience Program, or AXP. So AXP was created by NCARB, and it is required by most US architecture licensing boards. The goal of the AXP is to allow candidates to gain and document their real world experience practicing architecture. So you will be required to earn and document a total of 3,740 hours to complete the AXP. These are broken down into the 6 experience areas that correlate with the 6 area exams, and the hours can be earned under 2 settings. Setting A is work performed for an architecture firm under the supervision of your AXP supervisor, who should be a licensed architect in the United States or Canada and have direct oversight over your work. You are required to complete a minimum of 1,860 hours, but there is no maximum here. So you can complete all of the 3,740 hours under setting A. The second setting is setting O, and this is work performed outside of an architecture firm. And there are several different activities and opportunities to earn these hours. However, they do have maximums. So NCARB is a good resource for this, where they list all the different activities that you can complete in order to earn additional hours. Just remember that there are maximums, so you would have to plan that around your full hours and any hours that you're earning in setting A. All right, so that is step 2, completing the experience. This can take a varied amount of time depending on the person, but Concurrently with step 2, you also need to complete step 3, which is passing the ARE. There are 6 divisions, 6 exams, and it is definitely the most daunting part of becoming an architect. The 6 divisions, if you are not familiar with them, are practice management, project management, programming and analysis, project planning and design, project development and documentation, and construction and evaluation. Each exam ranges from 65 to 100 questions, and they last from 3 hours and 20 minutes to 5 hours. You get to choose the order in which you take these exams and how close together or far apart you choose to take them. So there's a lot of strategy that goes into this, and we will cover this in future episodes of this series, so make sure you sign up for that. But this is the last step to become a licensed architect. A caveat to that is every state will have slightly different or additional requirements in order to get your final license once you have completed this. So be sure to look at your state and what they require. There is an exception to these 3 steps. NCARB developed a program called the Integrated Path to Architectural Licensure, or IPAL. And it is a program that allows students to complete the AXP and take the ARE while completing their degree. So essentially, you're doing all 3 steps in one. And there are currently 33 programs at 28 schools who participate in IPAL. Again, NCARB is a great resource for this. You can go on their website, you can see exactly which programs offer this, or exactly which schools offer this program. And it really is a great opportunity for anyone who's looking to shorten their time to licensure and gain meaningful career experience in the process. It is essentially a 3-step process, or you can do them all together in one process while gaining your education. All right, so we've covered how and why to become a licensed architect. And as I mentioned, and as Patrick mentioned, we will also be covering more detailed information on how to pass the ARE and then some testing strategies. So be sure to sign up for those sessions. But in the meantime, let's open it up for a Q&A.
Awesome. Thanks, Emily. So also joining us today, we have Kiara, who manages all of our virtual workshops and also our fail consults as well too. Kiara is also a licensed architect based in Oregon as well. But if you guys have any questions about your personal situation or really just anything around becoming a licensed architect, feel free to drop this in our community.blackspectacles.com in the How to Become a Licensed Architect in 2025 thread. Go ahead and do that, and for the next 10 or 15 minutes, we can answer anything that you guys have. We're here to help, truly. So I do have one question, Emily and Kiara, and this is from B Bland, and it's what kind of fees are involved in this process?
That is a great question. Thank you. The exams in total are $1,410. And that breaks down to $235 per exam. So you will be paying for each exam as you take it. So when you register, you will pay the fee to take the exam. So you don't have to pay the full amount up front, you just pay it as you go. And then for NCARB, while you're completing your AXP and taking your ARE, your account is free, so you do not have to pay. However, once you are licensed, there is a fee associated with maintaining your NCARB record. So the benefits of maintaining your NCARB record are that you can then become licensed in other states through reciprocity. So it makes the process a lot simpler if that is something that you're looking to do in the future. After you gain a license in one state, you do have to apply for your license in other states as well.
We also have one from Miguel Gonzalez, and it's, can we take the AXP and AREs concurrently?
The ARE and the AXPs concurrently? Yes, you can. I will say just a little bit of my experience. When I took the exam, I took ARE 4.0. There were 7 exams, and different states had a couple of different regulations about when you could start taking the exams. So I will say, yes, it is possible. Look at your specific state, because they do have a couple of different variations. And I do have an update on the fee for our first question. And NCARB did release an update on their fees, and the exam fees has gone up to $250.
A. Gutierrez just asked a question of, is the exam fee per attempt or per division? That would be per attempt, right? Like per exam
attempt
that you're taking. Yeah,
yep, exactly, awesome. Per attempt. So You take the first time's 250. If you unfortunately fail it and have to retake it, it would be another 250.
And then we also have this question from Justin Price Wallace. It's why don't testing centers allow pencil and paper anymore? Has AIA/NCARB considered allowing paper and pencil versus trying to draw with the mouse?
That's a great question. I don't know why they got rid of it. If I had to take a guess, I would say that it has something to do with the COVID changes. If I had to guess, because I know that they did change the format of how the tests were administered at that time. Kiara, if you want to jump in, do you have any idea of why they went away with the paper and pencil?
Yes. So just as you said, to my understanding, it is due to the change in exam format. Once they began offering online testing, there were different protocols in terms of being able to confirm exam security and whatnot. And so just for consistency purposes, exam testing centers and online remote testing, they just kept it consistent with having the online whiteboard.
Awesome, thank you. And I did have one more update for that very first question. So I'm looking at the community. You said effective August 1st, 2024, that's when the fee updated from $235 to $250. But in addition, I did say that the NCARB account was free. It is free up to a certain point. Once you are applying for your NCARB record, which is what keeps track of your experience, you do have to pay a $100 fee and an annual renewal fee of $100. So if you create your NCARB account while you're still in school, for instance, that is free. But once you are a licensure candidate, you do have to pay the fee. And then Patrick, you said there was another question.
Really, the question on this one is actually, does it differ state by state actually on that, or is that just an NCARB thing?
Good question. I'm going to put this link in the community. Because it's just the NCARB website to all of their fees where they explain everything. I don't know if it's different for every state. I see B Bland, your question there, that you tried to sign up or you tried to establish an NCARB account and there was an upfront fee of $100. I think actually what it might be is my NCARB, which is the online account, is free, but if you need to apply for your NCARB record, then you pay the fee?
Yeah, Emily, I believe that is the case. You can create a free account, but you would need to pay that initial registration fee to have the record, to be able to log your experience, and then be able to register for the exams. And then it is a 1-year registration, and following that, so you would have a renewal fee.
This is both for Emily and Kiara, but why did you both decide to get licensed? Like, what was like the true motivation?
So for me, I had wanted to be an architect since I was really young. I think it was age 7 when I decided I wanted to become an architect. Of course, I didn't know exactly what it entailed at the time. But when I started digging into what the process was like, for me, it just felt like being able to reach that goal was going through this entire process. Starting off with school, getting a taste of what everything was like, and then seeing how to really achieve that goal in the end with gaining the experience and then pursuing the exams. Really, with the legal certification and kind of just the credibility was really a big piece of it. I felt like I wanted to call myself an architect and be able to have that for my career moving forward. And that was really my big motivation. I felt like I wanted to be able to just reach that end goal. It definitely was, a difficult endeavor. And I'm glad that I did go on it in the end. I can understand not wanting to because you can definitely work in an architectural practice without it. But once I did become licensed, it really was that sense of achievement and feeling like I reached that goal.
That was great. Thank you for sharing. I think I had a similar experience as well of wanting to be an architect from a young age. My driving force behind wanting to become a licensed architect was freedom. So I didn't know where my career was going to go, and I wanted to have the opportunity to practice on my own at some point if I wanted to open a firm or just have more flexibility and more freedom. So I'd say that was my biggest drive.
Awesome, thanks for that. I do have two questions so far in the community. Looking like a couple more people typing in right now, but this one's from Rocco Albert. Are you required to maintain any specific insurances once licensed?
So to my knowledge, not required. I know that people do, they opt to do that. It's a personal choice, but I don't believe that it is required in order to maintain your license. Kiara, do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, I don't believe it's required personally as an architect, but say if you managed your own firm or were a managing principal at a firm as an architect, then you would probably have some requirements as a business.
Yeah, agreed. It might be worth also just looking at your state's requirements. I have not heard of a state that requires architects to have insurance as individuals. Look at your state's architecture licensing board, and I think you might find the answer there.
This next one's from Autumn Patrick, and it's how did the transition work between going from an architectural designer to an architect at your firm? Did you immediately transition into the architect role?
That's a great question, and I think it's going to vary greatly based on the firm that you're at. For me personally, it was not a huge transition. I was in the middle of a project when I became licensed, and I just continued my role on that project. But I will say that moving forward, it did change my title at the company and then the kinds of projects that I was working on and my role in the project. But it wasn't an instant transition, if that's helpful.
Yeah, I'll jump in just to follow up on Emily, a very similar experience with myself. What I did was prior to becoming licensed, I had started taking on some additional roles at my firm. With project management and construction administration. And that actually was helping to influence my experience hours as well as my helping me study for my exams. And that felt like kind of that middle ground before becoming a licensed architect. So when I fully became an architect, it was just a natural transition where I started taking on the management of more projects. And it was really nice when the principals at my firm would then start introducing me as an architect at projects versus an intern. So it felt like, while not an immediate transition, it was like that little step up.
This next one is from N Nutting, and it's on the topic of exam prep. How does your passing guarantee work? So here at Black Spectacles, we have this thing called Pass the ARE Guarantee. To qualify for it is have an expert membership and have that during your time of taking your exam. If you don't pass your exam, we will pay for your next retake. You can go and check out the exact specifics that we have on that on blackspectacles.com/guarantee. Or you can also write in, we have a little chat bot in the bottom right corner in Intercom, and then our customer service representative, Jessica, can answer any specific questions you may have on that as well too. And then we also have another question for you guys from B Bland. And it's, are you required to become an AIA member once you're licensed?
Great question. And no, you are not. AIA membership is completely independent from licensure. AIA does offer some nice perks. Your continuing education hours are easier to earn when you're a member of AIA, but no, it is not required.
This next one is from Asami. And it's, is there a program for one to gain more architectural experience? They currently work at a utility company as a designer, do not practice in normal architects firms.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would say take a look at experience setting O. So when you're looking at, if you go on the NCARB website and you go to earn AXP hours, there are activities and things that you can do to complete hours toward your licensure while not working at an architecture firm. They are limited. You won't be able to earn the full amount of hours under that setting, but you can at least get started.
This next one's from Barhan. What is the approximate raise percentage on compensation after you get licensed? Or is it more of a plus minus number? So instead of a percentage, it's just a set, here's 20. You're gonna approximately make 20 grand more in the year or something.
Yeah, AIA's compensation and benefits report, it was released in 2023. And in there, they reported that the median salary for a licensed senior architect is $128,130. And for an unlicensed senior architectural staff member, $108,730. So that's about a $20,000 difference for the median salary. I think it will vary greatly based on the firm and your location. So it's hard to give it a percentage. However, based on the median numbers and the data collected by AIA, it's about a $20,000 difference for senior staff.
As of right now, that's all for today. Emily, Kiara, thank you so much for being here today. It's been a pleasure to have you, and thank you for helping to support the architecture community.
Of course. Thank you, Patrick. And thank you everyone for joining.
Just as a reminder, if you're joining us for the first time, Black Spectacles is the leader in ARE prep. We work with learning scientists and architects to ensure you're studying the right content and that you retain it so you can pass on the first try. If you go over to our Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, we post mock exam questions daily. So if you don't already follow us, I suggest that you do. We're at black.spectacles on Instagram and TikTok, and just Black Spectacles on Facebook as well too. We offer a referral program for firms and schools where if you introduce us to your boss or HR, and if they sign up, we'll give you a $250 gift card of your choice. To participate, follow the instructions on blackspectacles.com/group-referral. We also offer a refer a friend program as well, where you can sign up to receive a customized discount code to save your friend 15% off any membership, and you'll receive a $50 gift card of your choice when they redeem. If you have 5 friends and they sign up, you'll receive 5 gift cards of $50 whenever they sign up. So you can go to blackspectacles.com/referral to participate. And I want to give a congratulations to B Bland. You posted it on our community today, and you just won a free Black Spectacles t-shirt. I'll reach out to you via email to get your size and shipping information, so we'll be in touch soon. And just a reminder, if you'd like to be eligible to win a t-shirt, post a question you have about our featured topic, our featured ARE Live topic in our community during our next ARE Live session. And our community isn't just for ARE Live. Check out our other podcasts that we host as well too. We have this one podcast called Licensure Stories, which you can find in our ARE Live community, our YouTube channel, or your favorite podcasting service, where our founder, Mark Tier, interviews recently licensed architects to learn about their struggles and successes so you can learn how they did it. Check out Licensure Stories on our ARE community or our YouTube channel. And I also mentioned at the beginning of this episode that this episode is part of a 3-part series covering your whole path to licensure. So our next episode will be on February 19th, where we'll be continuing our 3-part series covering how to pass the ARE 5.0 in 2025. You can go to blackspectacles.com/podcast to sign up, or check out the community page for this episode. Thanks for tuning in.